Okay, so this look that I'm about to do is something hopefully simple, but it will be coming from this palette called Smoke and Mirrors Soft Glam, and it has 16 nice soft colors in it for a more softer, subtle look. Now, let me take this out. So here you have it. It has some glitters right there, shimmerness. Um, I never really used these before, so we're gonna see how that works. But as you see, it's pretty good. So right now I am gonna finish up my brows because I had already started on them. I didn't want to do them all the way, on camera. Okay. So, where is it? So the concealer that I used on my eyes for this part is the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer. And this color is too golden. So, and then the one that I'm using right now is Super Stay by Maybelline Better Skin. And this color is, oh boy, I can't see it that well. But anyway, so I'm going to continue off with my brows. And when I say this concealer is so bomb, it does its work. You better know what you're doing when you go to use it because it dries up really, really fast. It don't linger around like a lot of the other concealers. They just kind of stay wet when you ready to do your look and try to hurry up and get it over with. This is the go-to. I bought it once before, but I wasn't aware on how it really worked. It was drying too fast for me. So the fact that I had that experience, okay. The experience with it, the way I did, I just knew the next time I bought it what to do. So I may get a little quiet when messing with these brows because they ain't no joke. Because I actually went too far in, but it's okay long as I know how to correct it and still make it come out looking really, really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and add in some brow gel. All right. And as you clean it off, you kind of can see a little bit of the concealer. So right now what I'm doing is I'm trying to remap this out. I like my brow bone area right there to be a little bit hyped up. All right, and then I'm gonna go over here because you see how it's standing right there. I want it to look like this one. Just know I'm not a professional. I'm a freelancer. So a lot of times, when you're doing brows, you just gotta kind of, from my experience, and believe me when I tell you, I do mess up a lot. And with me, it's mostly because I rush. I rush it. And what I mean by that is like this brush right here. I'll be kind of going too fast with it, like doing like that. And then as I'm going, I kind of lose control of the brush. So I have to go back in. So this time I'm using this small brush because it's small. And as long as you can get it back on track, you're fine. But if you have to erase it and start over, ain't nothing wrong with that. Just make sure you ain't got nowhere else to be. Because a lot of the times with the brows, it takes time. Like what I just did, I didn't wipe off the concealer product and it got right back on there. So it kind of messes up things. All right. So I think I pretty much got it right now. I just gotta add more product because when the concealer got in there, it kind of gave it a streak look. Dang, I'm just hearing all kind of sirens. All right, so I grabbed my bigger brush. This is the one I always usually use. And the reason why I had to pick this one up is because it don't have no product on it. So I'm just pretty much using what's already on my brows. And I can handle it a little bit more better than a smaller brush. So what I'm about to do now, I'm going to go back above and slim this down a little bit. Okay, on to the other side. All right. I take a lot of time on my brows sometimes. My real brows are very thin. And they don't really grow out. So that's why I have to do this. All right. So I think I'm pretty much done here. Okay. So I'm going to take the rest of this product that's on the back of my hand. I'm going to take that and just kind of blend the inner part of the brows out until I'm actually done with my face. And then I'll go back to them. But I see something that you guys probably don't see. This one right here is bigger than this one. So I have to go back up here and slim this down right here. And always make sure you wipe your brush off before reapplying it when you're messing with your brows and concealer, because That's what makes you have to keep going over it, because you're going to apply some more concealer into the brow without realizing it. And then you got to go back and mess with it. So right now, I'm going to get done with this, and I'm going to move these out my way. All right, so I had to restart. The palette I'm using is Beauty Glazed Gorgeous Me palette. Let me turn it around. For this look I'm finna do, I could have used this palette, but I'm going to show you guys the look I'm doing with the other palette, which is this one right here. And this palette actually have the names for each shade. And this is Soft Glam by Smoke and Mirror. Alright, so right now, I'm just tapping in a little bit by a little bit. Let's see. I have hooded eyelids. Hooded eyelids is when you have that extra fold over skin like here. And when I do like that, you barely can see it. So I have to create my own crease higher up. And I'm really just packing that in there. All right. Okay, so my first time using this palette, so I honestly can't tell you how this is gonna go, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna take another one of these brushes. They're like an oval little shape. And I need to find the darkest color in here. So I'm going to try and go with Bubbly. This color right here. It's called Bubbly. Again, this is my first time using this palette. This color I can't use. It's more like a velvet shimmer, so I can't use that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and try this color right here. And then that color is called Bay. Let me move this tablet out the way. So I'm going to take that shade and I'm going to dap it right over the black. Okay, and now I need to take a fluffy brush like this, and I'm gonna tap, 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 tap. And what you're gonna see me do is go back and forth with colors, especially the black, because the fact that I put this over the black, I wanted that to blend into the black, but I'm gonna go back and forth with this color, like I said. And then I'm just going to tap this lightly on out to blend it out and make that also my transition shade. Oh, okay. Trying to make sure you guys can see. And you're going to keep tapping until you succeed with the edges to be really, really soft looking. As you can see, it's going out. Don't worry about the black because I'm going to go back in. I just needed that black there to map out what I'm trying to do. Some people don't have to do that, but me, that's what I does. And I might need another color from another palette because this color is not what I wanted. But we're going to keep working with it and we're going to see what's going to happen. So I'm taking that black and I'm going right back in. And because this bay color that I use is not dark enough to override this lid, I'm going to go ahead and grab a color out of this other palette. I'm going to do this color right here. This palette itself doesn't have names for the colors. I apologize for that. But we got to work with what we can work with. So I'm going to take that color. And it's like a really dark burgundy. And I'm going to tap that on the outer edge right there. And it's kind of like the other color. But it's a little bit more, just a shade darker. Shade darker. As you can see. And I'm going right over that. And then I'm going to go back to this brush here. And I'm going to tap that out and mix that in with the other color that I had there. I'm trying to get a good lighting. Let me see something. Okay. So, okay, this is a better position. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and keep blending out. And when you're doing colors, no matter what color it is, you want to keep tapping until you really, really smooth that out. Okay, so me personally, what I do both eyes at the same time because I like to try to make sure they come out the same. So I'm taking this black and I'm going to this side. And I'm just tapping that in just like I did on the other side. And there's a lot when it comes to doing makeup. So just don't worry about how messed up it look right now because when it's time to clean up, you'll see. So it's a process. No matter what look you're doing, it's a process. All right. So I got to relax my eyes so I can see if this... Okay, so this needs to go a little higher. All right. So I'm going to go back into that Glam palette and pick up that color Bay. And I'm going to tap that right around just like I did the other side. And it's okay to run into the black. That's exactly what you want. Well, I don't know about y'all, but me. That's what I want. Okay, I'm going to tap this out. And remember, you want to tap, tap, tap. And I'm taking that further out because I'm blending. All right. Now we're going to go back to the other palette and grab that darker shade. Okay. gonna tap. Now what I'm doing now, and I'm just kind of going back in with the black, because I'm keeping that black, keeping up with the other two colors, so it won't fade away. You don't want it to like completely disappear. And then what I do with the black, once that it actually got in there, it allows me to be able to do circle motions with the black, because you don't want that black to be looking too harsh. So you're going to have to start doing circle motions to blend out the edges. And these palettes are really, really cheap. You can get them from me. The glam one for, I believe it's $8. And the trio is what I call it, the one that has the 3 different sections. I think I have it for $15. You can get a bundle and buy multiple ones if you want for a good deal. But that's the purpose why I'm using these palettes, so you can see how the pigments are. So right now, I'm just taking the tip of this brush, and I'm just blending, blending, blending. Now, the fact that this is a light, it has the dark colors. I'm going to take, I need a lighter shade. So it looks like right now I'm going to be using, because as I go along, I don't be knowing what colors I'm going to use. So right now it looks like I'm going to go into both palettes, because I want a brighter color to bring this out. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with, let me just try something. Anyway, I'm going to try, I need a brighter color. I'm going to try this one right here. This is the color Fling, F-L-I-N-G. I got to be real careful with that though, because it's going to be at the top. And this color is like the shade color of the concealer that I used. I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of bringing out the brow bone. You see the difference? And you don't want to bring that color all the way down though. And when you're dealing with colors, whether if it's bright colors or not, you're going to be going back and forth with these colors. So I just used that, and now I'm going to go back in with that darker burgundy. And I'm going to go back in and tap it and blend it out into that color. And because I want to make this look a little bit more exciting, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dip into, I need like a close to an orange. I'm going to use this, it's like a rust color right there. And it look like this. And I'm going to tap that in here. And I'm going to bring that here because I want to blend this out over here. A lot of that product you won't really see, but it's like a, I don't know, I can't explain it, but can y'all see that? Let's see. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna go into. I'm taking this to the next level. I'm one of the people where I just kind of choose as I go along. I'm gonna take this purple right here. Let me see if this one. I'm gonna take that. And I'm tapping that over the black. Let me see. So now I'm just kind of tapping all over, and I'm blending all these colors together because it's not going to mess up anything that you did. And sometimes, honestly, it do depends on the palette, because I've ran into situations where the eyeshadow will start acting chalky, and I hate that. I was like, oh my God. So it really depends on the products that you use, the type of palettes you use, all that. All right. And I'm going to go back into the burgundy. Yes, I'm still using the same brush. I'm very aware of it. But these colors are combined into the same color, so. All right, so I think I'm going to do a half cut crease. So at this point right now, I'm going to go ahead and grab my products. And I'll be back. Okay, so let me see if I can find me a brush that I can use to clean off my lid. I didn't bring, oh, let me see. Okay, I'm going to try this brush. I never use this, and I'm using Vaseline. Vaseline actually helps clear it off, and then I'm going to wipe it off with a wipe. This brush I'm using is a two-ended brush. You got a flat head there, and then you got the little liner side. So I'm going to take some of this Vaseline. I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. You don't need a lot either. Take some of that off, let it falling off. All right, let me see if this will work, because it's my first time actually using a brush. I usually use a Q-tip. So remember, with me having hooded eyelids, I want my crease to go higher up. Okay, I'm going to grab these Q-tips. Okay. This is a normal baby wipe. Okay. So I got to go up a little more to get rid of that Vaseline. I'm making sure I'm getting all the Vaseline out of there. Now, this is another trick that I do. As I have this here, I want my black liner, I want my black to be a little deeper. So I would take the other end of this brush and I'm going to dip it. What I should be doing first, hold on, let me just clean off the other side right quick. I don't want to get sidetracked, just like I almost did. I'm going to start here. And then you want to look in a mirror to make sure that they leveling out right. Okay, I need to go higher up. Okay. Okay. Need to go up a little bit more. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is let me get right here. Okay. So now I need to get this brush and blend that out. Because I don't want no harsh line right there. So I'm buffing it out. And I'm going inward. Because you see that line right there? You don't want that. Unless you're going to do something with it. But other than that, no. All right, so now I am going to take this in here and I'm going to put black shadow on it because I want to bring back out my line. Hold up. All right. Okay, so here we go. I take it and I just take my time. Go over it. And then as I'm doing that, what I'm doing is I'm going to take this tip. As I'm doing that, then you'll see me go back and I'm going to be doing like that. I'm blending out the black. I haven't laid my concealer down in yet. It's because I don't want the black shadow to fall into it. And then my concealer be all messed up. Okay. I don't know what color I'm going to end up putting on my lid. Because this was supposed to be a soft, subtle look. And I hate when I do that. And make sure you take it exactly to the line where the crease ends. Because when I go to use that concealer to draw it out, I want that black to be like really right there. So now I'm just going upward strokes like that. And then what I do is I take this brush and I just kind of tap over it. I'm not swiping. And I'll grab some more of that burgundy color because you need some right there. I want this to look intense. I'm sorry, y'all. I thought I was going to be doing a basic glam look. Now I'm going to go back into the purple. And now I'm going to go into that black. And just mixing those colors together. Sorry. All right. Now we're going to get ready to cut. And I'm using the CoverGirl because she dries easy. And I'm not going to run this brush into the colors because that's not what I want. And I'm going to do this one eye at a time because when it dries, it dries. I didn't pick out my brush yet. Oh, God. Okay. I'm going to try this brush right here. It's a flat brush. I'm doing now, I'm just going to pat that in. And I need to go up here to get it to be more round. Okay. I didn't bring all my brushes out here. Uh-oh. I have to substitute. And I'm just patting this concealer down so it can dry. Getting rid of the excess. Uh-oh. I bumped. Okay. So while this try to dry, we're going to go ahead and go to the other side. I ended up doing a daggone cut crease. Lord have mercy. I was supposed to be doing that subtle look. Be real careful when you get up here, because if you don't know how to correct it, it's going to be bad. It's not going to look right. Because right now I'm going all over the line. But I know how to correct it. And I'm pulling this down because you don't want it to dry on you. Alright, so I'm going to take this. Just wiping out the excess concealer off this brush. I'm just wiping up any fallout from the black if it did, but it didn't. When you see me do that, it's because I'm tapping off any extra product. And I'm just making sure this side is even with the other side. All right, so I'm going to go back in with the purple. And the most I'm using on this brush is this part because it's firmer. And this part is fluffy, so I'm pressing firmer at the bottom and fluffy at the top. And I'm going to bring that over. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to go back in with the black. It's not really black. It's like a very, very nice dark olive color. So, but I do want the black. And I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't get to go on this palette just yet. I'm thinking about using the glitters out of here. Let me see right quick how they look. Okay. All right. Okay. So I think I'm going to be using one of them. But anyway, right now I'm going to go into... I have some black in here somewhere. Okay. Ooh, I got to be careful opening because it's broke. This is Wet n Wild. Hold up. I need to sit this down because I get so clumsy at times. And I must have failed because it's broken up. Alright, so I'm going to take this brush again. This brush. Let me wipe this off. And I'm going into that black. As you can see, I'm going to add that right here in depth. So it just kind of smoked it out for me like I wanted it. And then I'm going to go back in with the purple. When you're doing these looks, it's a lot of back and forth. And I'm just kind of going over that right there. All right, so I will probably go in with this right here. So I'm going to take a color from here. Let me see what brush I'm going to need. I need a fluffy brush. So I'm going to use this brush. I'm going to wipe it off because I didn't clean my brushes. And I'm going to go ahead and go in with, this is so freaking pretty though. Let me see. It has like some pinkish in it. So I should have been using the pink. That's what I should have been using, but okay. Um, hmm. This is where it gets tricky at. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with a light color called Drama. This one right here is called Drama. And I'm just gonna pat that on the lid. Just like that. Alright, all it took was one. Now, what I'm scared of, I don't know how this is gonna lay on top of this shadow. And if it doesn't lay right, I'm gonna have to go ahead and put some more concealer over it. But what I'm gonna do first is try a certain brush, and I don't know what that is yet, but it has to be something that's firm. So I got this brush right here, but it's not clean. So I'm trying to wipe it off as much as possible. And you can use alcohol to do that. All right. So I'm going to tap into that color. And there it is. So it's there. And it's coming on. So far, so good. So this is pretty good. Any two-time it can go over actual powdered shadow to me. Now I'm using the tips to hit this corner right here. And I'm going to add more until I'm satisfied with filling this in. You don't want to leave no, okay. Now, some of this had went over my line. Easy fix though. Just a second. All right, so again, I'm going to go back to this brush right here, the little skinny end. And I'm going to take that shadow and I'm going to just kind of go across the line to get rid of that glitter that was hanging out where it didn't belong. I like this. This is pretty good. I wouldn't advise to wet it because it's already going on pretty good. You just have to keep patting it in until you could get to fill it up. So now I'm using the edges of the brush and I'm going to relax. No, actually I'm going to raise my brow and do like this. Because I need to get this inner corner right here. All right. So just like the other side, we're going to take this black or whatever the color is and clean it up. Okay. Let's sharpen this up. So far, we're doing okay. Let me try to darken this right quick so y'all can see the actual color. Okay. All right. I want to try something. I want to use this color right here as well. Or maybe I should not. Let me just see. Okay. It's working, y'all. Look. And the reason why I'm stretching my lid is because, again, I'm hooded. And my regular crease is right there in the middle right here. So I have to do this to make sure I get it down in there. Okay. This stuff I do as I go along. I don't know how to do all those cartoon looks and stuff like that. So I just do the best I can. This is beautiful. I like this. Okay, now one last trick. I'm gonna take, I want to say, this color right here. Either this one or this one. Let me see. I'm going to wipe that over this up there. And what happens is it just kind of help blend it out. Let's see. Okay, so I'm using this one right here. The one called Flamed. And this is just another fluffy brush. And do light strokes. Please do not rub really hard. So let me show y'all what's the difference. Now this side look a whole lot smoother than this side. You see how harsh that look? It's because it's blended out, but me taking that color and I'm just going over it, it just kind of like set everything and smooths it out. So again, look the difference. That's the difference. And like I said, make sure it's light strokes. Okay. Let me blend this out a little bit more. All right. So right now, I'm done with the palette for now because I really applied my under eye color after I'm done with my foundation and stuff. So we're gonna clean this up and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just want to show y'all, I didn't clean this off yet, but what I'm gonna do is I'm taking this Vaseline, right? And I'm just taking it and wiping off everything that needs to be cleaned up. And I also have problems with my under eye being dry, so I have to be careful on how I wipe things off or what I use to wipe it off. So that's why I use the Vaseline. And if you have oily skin, don't be concerned about the Vaseline making your skin oily. Because, oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to clean this stuff off. All right, so right now, done with that part. We're gonna go ahead and get into the foundation. I am going to dap my face with my setting spray that I made with water and glycerin. I just put it in a bottle that I already had. This eyeshadow been in here spilling. Alright. So I'm just gonna moisten my face. What I'm doing is I'm using Smoke and Mirrors. I'm using their setting spray. What I just do is a top though. And then I'm going to use mine, and I'm putting it in my hand because I don't want to spray my face yet. Sorry about that. So let me get out everything that I need. All right, so I am going to be using a dark shade that is too dark for my complexion, but because I contour, it's a winner for me. So let me get my brush. So I'm going to take this brush. It's not clean, but it's not real dirty either. It's just the foundation still on it. And I'm just going to tap this all over. And for my edges of my eyeshadow, I cleanse that in a certain way. You'll see when I get there. This is CoverGirl Full Spectrum Matte Ambition foundation, liquid foundation. And this is Deep Golden, number 1. Okay, outside. Okay. More for the top. I like a lot of full coverage, so I put on more than was needed for me. If you have really good skin, you ain't gonna need all this. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go all the way down my neck because I'm going to be taking this off the minute I'm done taking my pictures and everything that needs to be done. All right, so I'm going to put this up. Then I'm going to take a wedge sponge that I already used. And where's the concealer? Oh, it's in the drawer. The fact that this dries fast, I'm not going to put it up there and stuff yet because I got to make sure this gets done right. Let's see. And I'm just taking my wedge sponge and I'm creasing up the side right here. I don't use the tape. I tried it a few times, but I didn't like it. Okay. You can use another coat. Just a little bit. What was that? All right, so let me clean this up because I kind of bumped into it. All right, so this is a Real Techniques brush. And just let y'all know, I do not contour with creams. I contour with powders. That just works for me. Okay. Going back with the first brush that still have product on it. I don't want my forehead to be looking like it's all huge. I'm just blending these colors together. Okay. This is a very lighter brush, so I'm just finishing off with this. Okay. Now, I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Inflatable 16-Hour Pro Matte. Just taking this tape off because it keeps getting stuck while I'm trying to use it. Okay. Put these brushes up out of my way. Let's see. Elf flat head brush. This color is 700 Classic Tan. I like holding the product in my hand at the same time I'm holding the mirror. And so there we go. This brush picks up a lot if you press it down more, if you want fuller coverage. And then I almost dropped it. Lord have mercy, I don't need to drop it. I don't need to drop it. Okay, so let's see. I think I'm gonna try my Maybelline Superstay press powder. This is number 332, Golden Caramel. And I'm gonna try this Technique brush to see if it gives me the coverage that I want. Very fluffy. Okay, so I got that on with that, but I like really using my puff sponge because I like it really fluffy. See the difference? I like it really up in there. I'm not the average person where they automatically contour their nose, but I have my times. It depends on what I'm doing. Okay, and then I go back in with the L'Oreal Inflatable powder. Okay, So now I'm going to dust off that brush. I'm just going to dust this off. And I'm going stroking like this to drag the contour color into the highlight color. And right now I'm using this part of the brush, not up there. Okay. Now I'm going to do my nose. I'm not going to use a pressed powder. I'm going to use an eyeshadow from my Morphe palette. I like this reddish color here. This color is, let's see. I'm not about to use that word. Let me see. Chestnut. Chestnuts, okay. Okay, so I have to get an ankle brush, which is this one. It has a little angle to it. I always use this palette when I'm contouring. And I'm going to drag that right into my brow. Okay. And now I'm going to take, looking for my brushes. I kind of got them all over the place. I'm going to use this angle brush. There's no name for it. I don't know why, but I like the reddish look when I contour. And don't worry, it's going to get blended. Right now I'm just putting it in its place. And then I also always go over my brows too when I'm done, so they can be crisp. And I'm putting this here to slim down my neck area, my face, bone structure. Okay, now for the nose. I'm going to take this brush here. It's a little fluffy. And I'm going to try to buff this out. Okay, and then what I do is I take some pressed powder, the same pressed powder I used up under here, and I just kind of go over it, my nose like that, and that will tone it down. And I just kind of start blending this in. Okay. And then now, I get this sponge here and put product on it. I kind of flatten it. I'm about to put this back on. Popped up. Here we go. Clean this up. Okay, in the meantime, let's finish buffing. Just buffing this out. Then I take this brush that had color on it, the darker shade of pressed powder, and I'm just working that into there to make it come out a little bit more subtle so it won't be so bright. And then I go back over my contour a little bit more with my nose. Okay. I usually throw on a dark shade. I don't know if I'm going to do that yet. Alright. So, I'm going to add a little blush. In this shelf. I don't remember which color this is, but it's pretty bright. But I don't throw on a whole lot. And I'm just using a little cheap little blush brush. And this right here determines if I'm going to throw on the darker part of my contour. Because I like for them to balance out pretty good. Okay, so now that they're blending in, it's too good. So, I mean, it's like there, but I want to bring out the contour a little bit more. So I'm going to go in with a darker shade. I'm going to go in with, I want to say this color right here. As you can see. And then I also take that and that goes over this. You don't have to do these steps if you don't want when it comes to contouring. I just like a very nice, crispy contour. That's what I like. That's just me. Some people always say, oh, it's like drag. Well, yeah. That's where the little contouring stuff come from. In my book. Okay. Now I need to lighten this up a little bit around my mouth area. Okay, now for the lighter, the line. No, actually I gotta do under here. Okay, let's see. This is Milani Super Supreme Kohl Black Pencil. Only thing I don't like about these pencils, you don't know when it's almost done, running out. Oh, and I put it up in the little corners right there. Making sure I'm filling in those little gaps. All right. Next, mascara. This is also by Smoke and Mirror. Oh crap, I hit my cheek. I may have to put a little dot right there. Alright, so now for the liner. It's somewhere. It's new. Okay, this is the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Liner. I don't think I ever used this before. Let's see how this goes. Looks like this. And it comes in a box like this. I be having stuff sitting right in front of me when I'm looking for it, but I don't even be seeing it. Let's see how this rolls. I don't like the fact that the brush itself is small. I don't like doing wing liners, so I'm kind of making an illusion of it right here. I'm gonna let this one dry. Alright, so I got my liner on. It went on pretty good. I'm just waiting for it to dry. In the meantime, this over here, I need to blend this in. So I'm going to grab some on my finger. And I'm just going to pat that in there. I didn't want to use a brush. Okay. So while that's doing that, I'm going to get my highlight. I use eyeshadow that I've been having for years. And the reason why I've been having it for years because it's by Mica, and this stuff do not take a lot. It really don't take a lot at all. So with that, I'm going to use this brush here. I'm not going to take this all the way up. I like my cheeks to have a glow. Okay. And then what I do is I take Airspun. Well, first I need to get up under these eyes right quick while I'm playing, because I literally almost forgot. So because the eyes is a little more darkish, I think I'm going to go up under my eyes with a bright color. And that color use this brush because it had black stuff on it. I'm gonna use this brush and for some reason, after I apply all this and put my mascara at the bottom and everything, I go right back under my eye to make my area right here look a lot brighter. But I always wait after I do my lashes. Okay, this color is this one right here. There's no name for it. And now I'm going to go in with a black, and I got to be really careful. Matter of fact, I'm just adding some air spun up under here. So if that black drip, it won't hit it won't hit me as hard. Alright, so I'm going to use this little flat brush right here. And I'm going to use the Wet n Wild black that I used earlier, which I got to be very careful with because it's broken. And I definitely need to dab off excess of it. I'm putting this black on here over the pillow, over the pencil because I like for it to look very, very dark and smoky. And it's also setting it at the same time. So now take this and lightly buff off the excess of the bright color. All right. I'm taking air spun now, and I'm putting it on this brush, and I'm just buffing it all over my face. All right, so I'm gonna add a little bit more depth there. Again, another down my nose again. Okay, so let me add this mascara under my eyes. Smoke and Mirror Extreme Matte. I don't have bottom lashes I can add at this point. I don't feel like doing that. I'm just pretty much taking away the dust on my real lashes from the eyeshadow. Okay. Now for these lashes. I don't know which ones I'm going to use yet. I think let me see. Those or these. I don't know yet. So until then, let me go ahead and do my lips. Um, oh, let me spray right quick because I'm dry. Glycerin and water. You can find glycerin in the medical department inside the drugstores. You can also find it in the medical supplies area in Walmart. It's called glycerin. It's very thick. If you have very, very, very dry skin, that'll be a good one. But let me let you know, it will warm up your skin, so you might feel a little weird. If I can bleed my mascara. I sprays a lot because I don't wet it along the way. So until then, let's okay. I'm gonna go in with a pink. Hold on, somebody's music is irritating me. Oh Lord. What was that? Okay. Where is it? Looking for my favorite lipstick. Oh crap. I got so many of them. So I'm gonna jump off, take my pictures, and post. Okay, let's see. Do I want this down? Okay. Toodaloo, everybody.